saying we had 7 guys. So you just tell us what you need and we'll...
This is Mayor Marcus.
Stand by. Fire.
He brought us to this gun range to show us how he trains people to become armed security guards.
So I'll just tell you guys what we're going to do and we'll just go through it one by one. Majority of it is classroom. Then you have hands-on courses that cover combatives, handcuffing, pepper spray, baton, and firearms. And you'll actually do those things hands-on as part of your training. Stand by. Fire.
Marcus works for Ranger Guard, a private security company based in Houston with roughly 400 security guards in Texas. It also operates in Florida and Nevada.
A big part of that comes down to response time. You can't beat the response time of someone that's there on site already.
Many of the guards he trains will patrol parking lots, construction sites, and even schools, like this private one in Houston.
In the past, the way that security guards were perceived was bad.
When I think of the word security guard,
Yeah.
I think of the...
Mock-up.
Yeah. Ranger Guard's founder, David Catran, may be aware of what some people think of security guards, but he says that's changing, especially with property crimes increasing last year in many large cities, according to a report by the national nonprofit, the Council on Criminal Justice. Crimes like car thefts and break-ins are solved only 13% of the time, according to Pew Research. He says businesses are willing to pay him more for someone to stand guard.
If we go back, I would say 5 years ago, where police would command, let's say, $45 an hour, and security guard company would come in at around $19 to $20 an hour, today I can say that we're even.
While more businesses may be turning to private security with many police departments stretched thin, Robert McCree, who teaches at the John Jay School of Criminal Justice in New York and has studied private security since the 70s, tells me it's important to understand the difference between private security and private police.
The industry doesn't like that term, private police, because they really aren't police. Private security officers are there to deter, to detect, to respond, but not to put their lives at risk if something untoward is occurring.
The qualifications to be a security guard vary from state to state.
On the target.
Along with the firearms training we saw, in Texas, security guards also need to pass background checks.
Every state is different, and so it's a state-run industry, and so even to the local level sometimes.
I spoke with Steve Amate with the National Association of Security Companies. He travels the country in support of states adding training requirements for security guards. There's no national standard, but more cities and states are putting in training requirement laws. He says right now 28 states require specific hours of training for a security guard to carry a gun. This week, Maryland's governor signed a bill that will make his state the 29th next year. A law is now in effect in Tennessee that requires security guards to go through de-escalation training as well as learn CPR and first aid. The law is called Dallas's Law, named after a man who died after being restrained by security guards in Nashville in 2021. I did ask what concerns Amate as security guards are being hired to protect more places.
I do worry that people are going to think that this private security officer, he's wearing a uniform, he's armed, but he's not a police officer. And so tempering that expectation, it's very important.
He says it's important people remember the job of many security guards is to deter crime.
It's a deterrent for crime to potentially happen. It's not going to stop everything, but like if you see a car that's marked with lights and somebody's driving around constantly being present, that criminal looking to score a quick couple $100 from a catalytic converter is going to think twice before stepping foot on your property.
Jared Dubin, whose property management company hires Ranger Guard, says even with high-tech tools and camera systems on the market that can observe crime, there's power in the human touch, and people like those Marcus trains.